Say it's live on YouTube.
Yeah, we can see it's now streaming live. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Devang. Good evening, everyone. We welcome all the champions to the second edition, second round of Beat Me If You Can. We had our first round earlier in the day. It's an initiative by Sports Village. At Sports Village, we have a vision to make 100 million kids play, and Beat Me If You Can is an initiative in that direction where we want to engage and challenge kids through different interactive quiz competitions. We believe every child should be given the opportunity to show that they excel at something. Yes, every child has a favorite subject. Unfortunately, they rarely get a chance to display their expertise in their favorite subjects. With Beat Me If You Can, the Sports Village offers a platform to every child who thinks they are the master in their favorite subjects. Moreover, Beat Me If You Can quiz competition is an interesting way for children to learn to prepare, test, and perform under pressure through their favorite topics. Today, alongside me, we have our quiz master, Mr. Tarun Jain, and our scorer, Mr. Devang Bhatt. All right. So without waiting any further, I would like to pass on the proceedings to Mr. Tarun Jain, who is our quiz master.
Thank
Please.
you. Yeah. Thanks, Nihil. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second topic of the first edition of Beat Me If You Can. Now, just for the people who did not watch the first topic, which we had this afternoon, in Beat Me If You Can, we test the knowledge of every contestant based on the topic of his or her own choice. In this very first edition, we are covering 5 topics. The journey of this edition started with contestants from over 20 cities all over the country who already have gone through 2 rounds of online quizzing. And now we are here at the finale. In this finale, we are covering IPL as our topic. And we have some amazingly talented kids who have shown their mettle in the previous 2 rounds. The best of the best are now going to be challenging each other for the title of being the national champion in the very first edition of Beat Me If You Can. And on top of that, just a little bit of icing on the cake is the Amazon vouchers for rupees 5,000 rupees, which the winner of the topic is going to get. We had a very, very exciting first topic on Bollywood this afternoon. The contestants were fighting out till the very last moment. Let's see how this one pans out. All right, let's introduce to all our 4 finalists for the day. We have uh, 4 contestants, contestant 1, 2, 3, 4. First of the lot is Harsh. Harsh, would you just like to give a bit of introduction to everyone?
I am Darsh Vani from Ahmedabad. In the first 2 rounds, I have scored 13 in both to reach in the finals, and I have really prepared hard to reach to here.
I'm sure, Darsh, as much as you are talented and knowledgeable, you must have worked really hard to prepare for this particular round. Darsh is from
Thank you,
Ahmedabad.
sir.
Just like the previous topic we covered this afternoon, we have got a heavy participation from the state of Gujarat. Our second contestant again is from the city of Ahmedabad, Dharman. Dharman, over to you.
Hello, I am Dharman Patel. I am from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and I study in Udgam School. It was a very exciting quiz. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dharman. Third contestant, as we have again, is from the city of Ahmedabad, is Parv. Parv.
Hi everyone, I am Parva Shah. I study in Udgam School. It was a very exciting quiz and I had a fun.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot more fun today, and so all of us. The last one, who is sort of an outlier here, and with that I don't mean gender-wise, but even city-wise. Our last contestant is Sai Vedika. She hails from Delhi, the sole representation from the northern part of the country. Vedika, over to you.
I'm Vedika. I'm Sai Vedika. I study in DPS Rajnagar Extension. Thank you. I hope I win this competition.
Thanks a lot, Vedika. just to tell all of you of all the topics that we are covering in this finale, IPL is my new show. So I'm looking forward to a very fun and exciting round of Beat Me If You Can IPL topic. All right. Before we move to our quiz, just want to give some instructions, some rules for which will be applicable throughout the quiz. We request all the children to play the quiz in fair spirit. We request parents or siblings, there should be no passing of checks, no helping the kids answer the question. Children need to ensure that they are looking at the screens all the time while they are being questioned or while they are answering. Now I just want to reiterate this point that we are very, very strict in terms of fair play. So you must keep your microphones and your cameras on all the time while the quiz is on. In case of any kind of a dispute, the decision of the moderator, who is Nihit Singh for today, will be final and binding. All right, is everyone excited? Should we move to our quiz now? That's what we have been waiting for. Let's start with our first round for Beat Me If You Can. The first round is warm-up. The warm-up, as the name suggests, is just initial light questions, we hope, for every one of you. There's going to be no negative marking. We are going to give direct questions to each of you, and I'll just give a brief of the rules and the pattern of warm-up. I'm going to give two direct questions to each of the participants, one after the other. For every correct answer, direct question gives you 100 points. In case direct question is not answered correctly, the question passes to the next one. And the order is going to be the alphabetical order, which we have already set, C1, C2, C3, and C4. The first passed on question, if answered correctly, gets 75 points. If not, next one gets 50. If not, last one gets an attempt for 30 points. Important thing to remember, there is no negative marking, so just go for it if you have any kind of, even a slight bit of an idea about the answer. Is there any kind of a question, confusion about the rules?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
All good to go.
No, sir.
All right, let's go for our first question, and the first direct question is for Darsh. Darsh, this one goes way back to the beginning of IPL. Who scored the first century of the IPL?
Brendan McCullum.
That's great start, great answer, 100 points for Darsh. And what a great start did Brendan McCullum give to whole of an IPL as an addition. He scored a magnificent 158 not out in the inaugural game of the IPL, the very first edition. So Darsh gets 100 points for his first question. We are going to now move to Dharman. Dharman, your direct question for 100 points is: who has taken the most number of hat-tricks in the IPL?
Amit Mishra, 3 hat-tricks.
Oh, wow. Amit Mishra would have been sufficient for me, but great answer. Amit Mishra, he has taken 3 hat-tricks and 100 points for Dharman as well. So we have 100% scoring rate till now with 2 questions done in this round. Next question is going to be for our next contestant, Parva. Parva, your question is: who holds the record for the fastest 50 in IPL?
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya is unfortunately not the correct answer. Hardik Pandya is not the correct answer. The question now passes to contestant number 4 for 75 points. Sai Vedika. Sai Vedika, are you going to that?
Sir, Chris Gale?
Chris Gale, was that a guess?
No, sir.
I will not be surprised if Chris Gale was the correct answer, but he is not the guy who holds the record for the fastest 50. The question now passes to Darsh.
Sir, KL Rahul.
KL Rahul is the correct answer. KL Rahul is the correct answer. Darsh gets bonus points for his correct answer. 50 points for Darsh. You extend your lead in the very first round. Now we are going to move to our fourth direct question, and this is going to be the first direct question for Vedika. Vedika, your question is for 100 points. Which team has conceded the most number of defeats in all the IPL matches so far?
Sir, can you repeat the question again?
I will definitely, and the question is on your screen as well. Which team has conceded the most number of defeats in the IPL matches so far?
Sir, Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals is the correct answer. Delhi Capitals, they have never ever made it to the finals of the edition, and it's a great answer, in my opinion. 100 points for Vedika. So you've got 3 out of 4 questions answered correctly as direct questions in this round. Dave, can we have the scorecard here, please? Just to see where everyone is standing. I know these are early days for everyone, but just always good to know where we have. So as we see on the board, Devang Darsh scored 150 points, 1 direct and 1 bonus question. Dharman and Sai Vedika are standing equally at 100 points. Persha yet to open his account, but these are just early days. As we say, this is just a warm-up round. We see a lot of people just starting slowly, like Rahul Dravid and Cheteshwar Pujara, and then just extending their run rate at the end. We now move to our second lot of round 1 questions. And the next question, and this question is for Darsh. Who holds the record for the most number of wickets taken in the IPL?
Lasit Malinga.
Correct answer. Lasit Malinga is the correct answer. I was really impressed with the speed with which he answered this question. Lasit Malinga has taken 170 wickets at an average of 19.8. Still impressive. Lasit Malinga gives you 100 more points. Next question. Dharman, are you ready? Yes. Dharman, again, it's a question where you need to answer one team of IPL. Your question is, which IPL team has been involved in the most number of tied matches?
RCB.
Is not the correct answer. Maybe you could have given a bit of time. Think these are not the buzzer round, so this all doesn't harm to just take a pause and think about your answer. But RCB is not the answer that I was looking for. So the question now passes. Question now passes to Parva.
Rajasthan Royals.
Rajasthan Royals is not the correct answer. So we have got 2 options eliminated. Vedika has got now a shot for 50 points.
The Kolkata Knight Riders.
Absolutely correct. 50 points for Vedika. KKR is the correct answer. They have been involved in 3 tied matches till now. So,
Sir,
yes, a little
Rajasthan
bit of a
Royals also has 3 tied matches.
Rajasthan Royals also has 3 tied matches.
Yes.
Okay, moderator, could you please?
I think they have to as per our information. But having said that, we would definitely look into it after the end of the quiz, and if there is any resolution we need to take, we will inform you. Thank you.
All right. I think, as our moderator said, this will be considered, and we are going to definitely check on that. So we now move to our next question, and this is going to be a direct question for you, Parva. 100 points.
Just, sorry, the quiz master, just which contestant was this question meant for initially?
This was a direct question for Dharman.
Tharman. And Tharman, you had answered Rajasthan Royals? You had
Parva.
Parv. Okay, fine. I will keep that in mind. All right, please go ahead.
Sure. All right, Parv. Go direct question now. 400 points. Who won the Man of the Match award in the IPL 2008 final? Now, there are some clues.
Yusuf Pathan.
Yusuf Pathan is the correct answer. I think there was a clue already in the picture. You just had to have a careful look at that, and then you would have got the correct answer. Yusuf Pathan, as we know, took 3 wickets and scored 56 runs, valuable runs in a successful run chase in that amazing final. So 100 points for you, Parva. Last direct question of this round. This is going to be for Vedika. Vedika, it's a question about numbers. So, how many times has Mumbai Indians won the IPL title?
The 4.
4 is absolutely bang on. 4 is the correct answer. 100 points for Vedika. She has done really good recovery in the last second half of the first round. So, so with that, we end our first round of warm up, and I'm really excited to see what the standings are on the scoreboard. There we go. There we go. 250 points. Now Sai Vedika is tied topper of the quiz at 250 points. Herman and Perf both have opened their accounts, are now at 100 points. So just 150 points differentiating all the 4 contestants. Not much of a difference considering what we have in store for the next couple of rounds. With this, we are going to just take a small little break of 30 seconds and we'll see you all right after that. All right, everyone. We are back with our quiz. Round 1 is done. Standings are with us. Now we are going to move to our round 2, which is called Hit the Buzzer. The round 1 was a little more relaxing, where each participant had sufficient time with himself and herself. This one is buzzer round. We are going to test not just the knowledge, but the speed as well. Let me just go through the rules of this particular round. In Hit the Buzzer, I'm going to ask 6 questions. Now, these 6 questions are going to be open for all. On each question, while I'm reading, the contestants need to press the buzzer. And in our quiz, pressing the buzzer means contestant has to write his contestant number in the chat. C1 will write C1, and whoever knows the answer writes his contestant number in the chat. Whoever, of course, types the name first, that person gets a shot at the question. For correct answer, you get 100 points. Incorrect gives you minus 50. So be very careful before taking a guess in this round. Now, once a direct question is not answered correctly, the question then passes to subsequent contestants in the same alphabetical order: C1, C2, C3, and C4.
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, we have to send the message privately or to everyone?
To everyone. So you need to send it in the chat, which is available to everyone. Every pass on question, if answered correctly, gives you 50 points, and wrong answer fetches minus 25. Important thing to note, if you know the answer at any stage, even while I'm reading, just go for the buzzer. I'll stop then and there, and you can answer your question at that very moment. Our moderator, Nihit, is going to take a decision on who presses the buzzer first. Is everyone excited? We know literally 600 points are at stake in this round. So you've got a lot of catching up to do, or a huge lead as an opportunity to make. All right, let's move on to our first question of Hit the Buzzer. Now, it has happened only once in IPL that two bowlers took hat trick on the same day. Who were the bowlers?
C1, Darsh has hit the buzzer.
C1, Darsh, what's your answer?
Sir, the two bowlers were Samuel Butry and Andrew Tye.
Absolutely amazing. This is a brilliant answer from Darsh. The great movement, one which is etched in the history of IPL, two bowlers taking the hat trick on the same day. Andrew Tye, of course, is of Gujarat Lions and Samuel Badri of RCB, and that happened in 2017. Great start by Darsh, fetching up 100 points at a very quick speed. Next question, again for 100 points. Here it is. It has happened only once that the teams finishing in the last places in the previous season made it to the finals of the IPL. Listen to it carefully. Understand the question well. It has happened only once that the teams finishing in the last places in the previous season made it to the finals of the IPL. Which year did the teams make it to the finals? The points table is your clue.
C4, Sai Vedika has hit the buzzer, please.
Sir,
Okay.
2017.
2017 is not the correct answer. Vedika, you get minus 50. And I was just saying that there's going to be some clue which will come up for you on the screen. So this is the clue which the rest of the contestants can now refer. So the question now passes to C1 Darsh, and your question is going to be for 50 points and minus 25. Which year did the teams make it to the
Sir,
final?
it was it happened in 2009.
You are on absolute fire. Darsh is on fire in this particular round. He is 2009 is the correct answer. He has got both the questions in this round with 150 points as bonus. And which teams are we talking about here?
Sir, RCB and Deccan Chargers.
RCB and Deccan Chargers. I guess, Parv, you were aware of the answer, just that it did not come to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next time, just as we say, it's not just about knowing the answer, but how quick you are on the buzzer. So be very alert when you get the question. All right. Next one, third one for this round. Who holds the record for the best bowling figures in IPL?
C2, Therman. C2, Therman, please.
Alzari Joseph.
Alzari Joseph is the correct answer. I think we are seeing some absolute high standards, real high quality of quizzing here in this, where contestants are getting correct answers and at a very quick pace as well. Alzari Joseph does hold the record for the best bowling figure in IPL, and this was a match-winning debut from Joseph, which helped Mumbai Indians defend a respectable 136 against high-flying Sunrisers Hyderabad. 100 points for Alzari Joseph. We now move to our next question, the fourth one. And I think in some of the contestants follow RCB because of Virat Kohli. So I expect you guys should be aware of this one. This is on Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli has scored 4 centuries in the IPL season 2016.
Sorry, C4, Parv has already hit the buzzer, so please.
Parv, what's your answer? C4 or C3?
C4, Sai Vedika,
Sir,
IC's
2016.
So Sai Vedika hit the buzzer first, and her answer is 2016. Is not my question. It's not my question. You took a bit of a gamble by just pressing the buzzer before I completed the question. And for rest of the people, this is the question that I was going to ask. Virat Kohli has scored 4 centuries in IPL season 2016. What was his highest score in that season? Now, since Vedika went for the first direct question, the question now passes to C1.
Sir, the answer is 113.
113 is the correct answer. Darsh is just taking away all the points of this round. 50 more points to Darsh. Virat Kohli's highest score was indeed 113 in that particular season. Second last question, question number 5. Again, 100 points. Who was the captain of KKR in the IPL season 2010? Who was the captain of the KKR in the season of 2010?
C for Vedika, sir.
Vedika again has gone for this. Vedika, what's your answer?
Sir, Jacques Can.
What's the answer?
Jack Callis. Jacques Callis.
Jack Callis is not the correct answer, Vedika. You again lose out 50 points. You are pressing the buzzer quite often, but I will just suggest just take a moment before you go for it because there is negative marking in this round. So minus 50 for Vedika. The question, once again, in the same order, goes to Darsh. Darsh, do we have the correct answer? I will not be surprised if he gets 50 on this one.
Sir, Brendan McCullum.
How sure are you about this answer?
Sir, I am fully sure.
Fully sure about Brendan McCullum?
Yes, sir.
Well, this time you're not correct. The question now passes to our next contestant, Dharman.
Dinesh Karthik.
Dinesh Karthik is again not the correct answer. The last attempt we have got, which is going to go to Parva. Parva,
Sir, Saurav Ganguly.
correct answer. Saurav Ganguly is the correct answer. I think after a few names, this was not just going to be a matter of knowing, but an elimination as well. And then a great job done by Parva. 50 points to Parva for Saurav Ganguly. He, in fact, was picked up as a skipper after KKR had a disappointing run in 2009 under Brendan McCullum. So Brendan McCullum was actually replaced by Saurav Ganguly in the season we are talking about. All right, last one.
Quizmaster, one correction. Parva will get 25, correct? This is the second rollover.
Second rollover gets 25 points. That is correct.
Just a correction. Thank you.
That's correct.
Please.
Thanks for correcting on that. So 25 points, nevertheless, all valuable ones. This is the last. This is indeed the last. One second. I'm sorry. I just want to check up on the rules again. I think we have plus 50 and minus 25 for all the passing questions in this round. Devang?
Yeah, sorry, correction. Yeah, correct.
That's absolutely all right. So,
sorry. Will correct.
50 is correct. You get 50 points. So, no need to be disheartened. Kind of things which usually happen in online quizzing. All right. So, last question is for everyone. Just be alert on this question. Now, the answer has two parts. I want both of the parts to be answered correctly. Which successive IPL seasons did Bhuvneshwar Kumar win back-to-back Purple Cap awards?
T2 Dharman has gone for it.
Dharman,
2016 and 2017.
hang on. 100 points for Dharman. Bhuvneshwar Kumar won back-to-back Purple Cap in 2016 and 17, and he took 23 and 26 wickets respectively in each of the seasons. I think we had a very, very high adrenaline, hit the buzzer round, far more engaging than the first topic which we had covered. I'm really looking forward to the scoreboard. There we go. Darsh is just maintaining and strengthening up his lead. Now is sitting comfortably at 420 points, though Dharman did quite a good job. He scored 170 points as much as Darsh did. So he is at 275 points. Parva slowly but steadily keeping up within the range of the top scorers of this quiz, is at 150. Sai Vedika just faltering a little bit. She was up in the top position in first round, but answered 3 incorrect answers and is now sitting at 100 points. 425, 275, 150, and 100. This is the score at the end of round 2. The round 3 we have seen has ample opportunities to score big, take big bets, and also gets pass on questions with no negative marking. So every contestant has an opportunity to win this quiz. We are going to meet all of you after this short break of 30 seconds. See you. Welcome back, everyone. The scorecard remains the same. Darsh has got a healthy lead, and we now move to our final round that's called Catch Them All. In the final round, we move our order not based on the names, but based on the scores at the end of the second round. Quite incidentally, the pattern, the order remains the same. So our C1, C2, C3, and C4 are in the same order if we consider the rankings at the end of round 2. So the order remains same. I just want to clarify to all of you guys. And now we are just going to cover up the pattern and the rules of catch them all round. There are going to be again 2 direct questions to each of the participants. But listen to carefully the deviations and the variations of this particular round. I'm going to ask the contestant before I ask the question if he wants to go for options or without options. In case the contestant chooses without options, the question becomes a 200 pointer. For a correct answer, he gets 200 points, of course. No negative marking, so that's a relief. In case the answer is not given correctly by in a direct question, the question then passes to the next contestant in the same order. The point system of pass on question remains 100, 50, and 30. So in case of a question without option, the points are 200, 100, 50, and 30. Let's talk about the other scenario when the direct question contestant chooses with options. Of course, with the help of options, the value of the points of the question reduces. It's 100 points question. So for a correct direct answer, the contestant gets 100 points. In case of an incorrect answer, the question is passed to only one contestant. Not to all 4, but only the next contestant. And that correct answer will fetch you 50 points. Since we are in the round 3, we have to have backup for a situation in case of a tiebreaker. Doesn't love a tiebreaker? Though it's not going to be the IPL kind of tiebreaker, we'll have something else, a more quiz type of tiebreaker. We will ask a buzzer question to the contestants who are tied at top. Whoever presses the buzzer and gives the correct answer wins. An incorrect answer makes the other person the winner. I hope that's clear to everyone. All right, let's start our.
Sir, in the tiebreaker, the question will be about IPL.
This question will be about IPL. The topic remains same. You have told us you are the champion of IPL. We are not going to rush with that. So we are only going to test you on the same topic. All right.
Okay, sir.
I was expecting a bit more smile on that, but that's all right.
Okay, sir.
All right. Let's move to our final round. Catch them all. Just an important point, always a good thing to take a note of. Think about your current standing and then take a decision. If you want to go for a 200 and 100 points, we will of course show the scoreboard after every question, or in fact before every question, so that the contestant can take the right decision. So first one, Darsh, what is going to be your choice?
Sir, without options.
Without options, you have got a very healthy lead and you are still taking high bets. So, which is quite impressive. Let's see if you fetch 200 points on this one or not. Here is a question. It's a series, so you just need to tell me what comes at the end of this series. Shane Watson, Ben Stokes, Varun Chakravarti, Jaydev Unadkat, and slightly tricky one. Take your time.
Sir, can you repeat? Oh, sir, 1 minute.
Yes, take your time. There is no hurry in this round. Who comes next in this series?
Sir, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah. I'm sure the options would have made life a lot easier in this kind of question.
Sir, Ian Morgan.
And Owen Morgan, and what's your logic? Why do you think Owen Morgan is in that?
Sir, Shane Watson, Ben Stokes, Varun Chakravarti, and Jaydev Unadkat were the most expensive players in that auction of the IPL. So in the next season, Shane Watson was the most. In the next season, Ian Morgan was the most expensive player in the auction.
Question passes. Question passes to next contestant, Dharman. Dharman, this question is for you for 100 points, and I think it's going to be an extremely critical question. If you give it correctly, you will cover up, you will reduce the lead significantly. Think of the logic and then think of the answer. Dharman, do we have an answer or do we pass on? Dharman, last call.
Pass.
Question passes. C3.
Sir, Pat Cummins.
Pat Cummins is the correct answer. Pat Cummins is the correct answer. And what was your logic?
Sir, all the expensive players are there.
Yes. Darsh got the logic correctly, but not the answer. So Pat Cummins is the correct answer. They were indeed the most expensive players in the IPL auction for seasons starting from 2016 till 2020. So Pat Cummins for this season is the most expensive player. All right, Darsh, can we have a look at the scorecard? Next question is going to be for Dharman. The scoreboard changes a little bit. Perf has taken 50 points for this. Dharman, what's your choice?
Without option.
Without option. So you have. So here is your question without the options. Which player has the unique feat of having won 3 consecutive seasons of IPL as part of different teams? Which player has this unique feat of having won 3 consecutive IPL seasons as part of different teams? We can see Parv is very, very excited about this one. But you are going to get your turn in the same order. Dharman, do we have an answer? There is no negative marking, just to remind you of. Okay, question passes.
Sir, Karan Sharma.
Karan Sharma is the correct answer. Karan Sharma is the correct answer. Perf takes 100 points. Now, this is a very valuable points. 100 points for Perf, since this was the first pass-on question. Karan Sharma won the IPL in 2016 with Sunrisers Hyderabad, 17 with Mumbai Indians, and in the next season with CSK. The scorecard will look a lot more happy for Arav Parv now. Parv, do have a look at the scorecard. This is going to be your direct question. You are sitting at 300 points, 125 points. You either have an option of taking the difficult route of 200 and take over, or just sit at the back, look at how things go, and take an easier option.
Take with options.
With option, I think that's a smart choice. I would have gone with the same. So with options for 100 points, this is your question. It's a long one. Listen to it carefully. Chris Gale had a fantastic IPL 2011. He scored 608 runs in 12 innings with a staggering average of 67 plus and a strike rate of 183 plus. He was not even a part of the original RCB squad, and he came in as a replacement for an injured player midway. Whom did Gale replace? And since we have opted for options, here are your options.
Can you please?
I am going to read out the question. Everything is there available on your screen as well.
Sir, it will be Kevin Peterson.
Kevin Peterson, not the correct answer. Not the correct answer, but you had an opportunity to close the lead, to close the gap, but I think a lot of the quizzing and questions are still left. So Kevin Peterson is not the correct answer. As this is an options question, the question now passes to C4, Vedika.
Sir, Dirk Nance.
Dirk Nannes is the correct answer. Dirk Nannes is the correct answer. Vedika gets 50 points for this correct answer. Vedika, this is going to be your direct question and scorecard.
Sir, without options.
I would rather suggest, okay, you take a look at the scorecard, but you have made your decision already, so we'll go with without options. Your question without options is: the first ever super over in IPL history took place when Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders faced off in 2009. Which bowler delivered the super over for the Royals?
Sir, can you repeat the question?
I will repeat the question, but this will not be with the options. The first ever super over in IPL history took place when Rajasthan Royals and Kolkata Knight Riders faced off in 2009. Which bowler delivered the super over for the Royals? Remember, there are always going to be cues with whatever you get to see in the question images.
Sir, can you give me 1 minute? Sir, Sean Tate.
Okay, you took less than 1 minute and you came up with Sean Tate. Sean Tate is not the correct answer. Sean Tate is not the correct answer. Without options, now the question passes to Darsh, who has an opportunity to extend his lead. Darsh, what is the...
Sir, Sohail Tanvir.
Sohail Tanvir is not correct. Question passes. Question passes now to Dharman.
James Faulkner.
James Faulkner is again not the correct answer. James Faulkner is not the correct answer. Parv, you are the last contestant to give a shot at this question. You have
Sir, can you give me 1 minute?
You have some 2 seconds.
Can I interrupt, moderator here? Perv, I'm assuming you are looking in your screen. Is the question visible to you?
Yes, it is visible. I am watching the photo.
All right, please.
Parv, what's your answer? Do we have an answer here? No, that's all right. I think
No, sir.
Parv does not have the answer either. Does anyone else want to take a shot without points? Just a random wild guess. And can we have the options here? Let's see what option, if someone is able to get the answer with options. So someone gave Sohail Tanveen. Sohail Tanveen
Sir,
is
Siddharth
is not the
Trivedi.
correct answer. Siddharth Trivedi
Sir,
is
Kamran Khan.
Kamran Khan is the correct answer. Kamran Khan is the correct answer. That's what I was looking for. Kamran Khan would have fetched to people some valuable points. All right. This completes first half of our last round. Next is going to be the last direct question for each of you guys. And I just want to remind you, it's not just the number of points which you score, but also a strategy of which choice you make, with or without options. That decides the fate of the other contestants in case the question is passed on. How many people get a chance to attempt is dependent on which choice has the direct question contestant made. Thus, you still have a
Sir,
healthy lead of
sir,
100.
I will go with. Sir, I will go with options.
You are going to go with options. This means if you get it correctly, your lead extends to 250 points. That means contestants really need to answer a question without options plus fetch some other bonus points. So it's a smart choice of going with options. Thus, your question with options is: who is the only cricketer to have never been auctioned in the IPL? Who is the only cricketer to never have been auctioned in the IPL? The options for you are Sachin Tendulkar, all big names, Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Virat Kohli, and Rohit Sharma. Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid, Kohli,
Sir,
and
Virat Kohli.
what? How did you arrive at that answer?
Sir,
You
every time RCB has retained him.
That's fine, but initially, even a lot of other Sachin Tendulkar was retained. However, he was the only guy who was never optioned. Virat Kohli is the correct answer. You get 100 points. You extend your lead to 200 plus points. And now we are going to move to our next question. Virat Kohli was the correct answer. Next question is going to be for C2. Tharman, what is going to, can we have a look at the scorecard, please? Dharman, you are 250 points behind. You have direct question and a maximum possible 2 bonus questions.
Sir, without option.
Without option, I don't think you had any other choice in this situation. Without options, is
Quizmaster, just a request to one of the participants. Vedika, we are not able to see you properly. Can you just zoom in or zoom out a little bit? Yes, this is fine. Thank you. Please go ahead, Quizmaster.
okay. Thank you very much, Nihit. Dharman, listen to the question carefully. This does not have options. And if you answer this correctly, you will cut down your lead significantly. Cut down your gap. Question is, which player has this unique feat of having won 3 sorry, this is not the question. Your question is a different one. If you know, I just a little bit confused in the question. The question now is a little longish question. In one of the most memorable moments in the IPL history, Adam Gilchrist dismissed Harbhajan Singh in the only ball he bowled in his IPL career. While Gilchrist bowled, who assumed the keeping duty? This one does
Sir,
not.
Praveen.
What's your answer?
Praveen Tambe.
Praveen Tambe. Praveen Tambe is
No,
not
sir. Sorry.
answer.
Sir, Praveen Kumar. Praveen Kumar.
Dharman, I have to take first answer of yours as the answer. The
Sir,
question,
I knew that answer and was passing to me only. Sir, what then?
Sir,
the
by
question,
mistake I told.
Some style.
question passes. Praveen Tambe is not the correct answer. And the question is still on. The question still passes from C2 to C3.
Sir, Praveen Kumar.
Praveen Kumar is the correct answer. This is the answer which I was looking for. We accept the first answer which the contestant has given. Maybe you could have avoided giving out the other answer in case your next contestant was not aware of this. But Praveen Kumar is the correct answer. Parav gets bonus points for this one and he gets 100 points. Let's have a look at the scoreboard again. We have got 2 more questions to go before we reach the conclusion of this quiz. Parav is now sitting at 400 points.
Sir, I will go without
25.
options.
You are going to go without options. Of course, you are not letting yourself to be dependent on a pass on question. I think this is the most pivotal moment of this quiz. A direct question of a correct answer on this direct question will make Parav take the lead ahead of Darsh. All right. Without question, without options, this is your question. Again, a little bit long. Take your time, listen to it.
Yes.
An injury to which player ahead of the 2012 IPL final between Kolkata Knight Riders and Chennai Super Kings resulted in the sequence of the events that saw Manvinder Bisla being brought into the playing 11. Bisla played a starring role in the final, scoring 89 of 48 balls. The question is on your screen. You can take your time and read it out.
Sir, Brendan McCullum.
No, Brendan McCullum is not the correct answer. Brendan McCullum is not the correct answer. You had the opportunity to take the lead, and I can see a sigh of relief on Dash's face. Brendan McCullum is not the correct answer, and we will pass this question to our next contestant. That's Vedika. Vedika, for 100 points, what's
Sir,
your
Robin Utpa.
question passes? Question passes to Dash.
Manish Pandey.
Manish Pandey is not the correct answer, unfortunately. Last attempt, Dharman, for bonus points.
Sir, Gautam Gambhir.
Gautam Gambhir is not the correct answer. Can we have the options first, please, on the screen? Okay, anyone wants to take a shot at this one?
Sunil Narayan.
Sunil Narayan.
Sunil Narayan.
Lakshmipati Balaji. Lakshmipati Balaji is the correct answer. Lakshmipati Balaji was injured. I think even if you had gone for options, don't think that would have helped in that case either. Just one question left. I think we have got the winner. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. We are going to go ahead with our last question, but Darsh Vani has got the maximum number of points and an unassailable lead. Darsh, we are going to congratulate you after the end of the last question, but you can just afford a little more smile than this. 525 points for Darsh. Vedika, your last question, a direct question. Which one do you want to go?
Sir, without options.
Without options for 200 points. That's your question. Delhi Devils did not play all their home matches in the 2013 IPL at Firozshah Kotla. They played 2 home matches at another venue, which is 1200 plus kilometer away. Which cities were these matches held in?
Sir, can I get 1 minute?
You can have your time. Can we have the question on the screen, please? Delhi did not play their home matches. Firozshah Kotla, of course, is their traditionally home ground, but two of their home matches were in a city which is more than 1200 kilometers.
So Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar is not the correct answer. Question passes from Vedika to Darsh, who is anyways a winner, but always will.
Sir, PCA Stadium, Mohali.
Mohali is not the correct answer. We are talking for something which is 200 kilometers plus away. Mohali is not the correct answer. The question now passes to Dharman.
In Chennai.
Chennai, not the correct answer. Last one, Parav.
Sir, Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Chinnaswamy Stadium is not the correct answer. The correct answer is Raipur. The correct answer is Raipur Shahid Veer Narayan Singh International Cricket Stadium or Naya Raipur International Stadium. Raipur is the correct answer. No one gets any points. The score table remains the same. We need to have a look at the score table once again, and it's been an absolutely exciting and enjoyable round of quizzing. Darsh,
Excuse me, sir.
sorry.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please check that super over Rajasthan Royals and
Yes, yes.
KKR?
Our moderator is
Yes.
going to check that.
Yes, we checked in the meantime. They have played two tied matches. They have not
Sir,
played three. Can you tell me which year do you think they have played three matches? If you are very
sir,
sure.
in 2009 against KKR,
Yes.
then against KXIP,
Just hang on. Yes. Second one is which year is it? First is fine.
2015.
First is 2009 is fine for Rajasthan Royals.
Then against KKR and KXIP.
KKR 2014.
And
But
2015 KXIP.
no, I don't think they played a tie match in
Sir,
2000.
I watched that tie match.
We will check that. 2015 you mean?
Yes.
Okay, we will check that. Sure.
I don't know what is going to be the conclusion of that particular dispute, but for I'm really impressed with the level of detailing you gave to the particular question. However, at this very moment, we have Dashwani, who had played exceedingly well, always leading. At the end of round one, he was leading. Round two, he was leading, and at the end of round three as well. For Darsh, you are the winner of the very first edition of Beating If You Can IPL quizzing with 525 points. Parav was this close, this close. That one question just did not get him to the champion. Despite that amazingly played quiz, all of you young minds, thank you very much. Goodbye.